Yeah, that's why I'm doing these walk-arounds, Joe, so you can see there and when their electrolytics come in.
So that the green pipe here on the wall is the raw water coming in from the wells. So that's straight out of the ground.
Gotcha. I got a good picture of that now for Calvin here, and he'll take a good picture of that. So that's your raw water coming in. You got a bunch of stuff coming out of the pipe there.
So one of those lines is live, and it's
so you're chemical feeding right there.
So it gets pre-treated with potassium permanganate.
Okay.
Before it hits the iron filters, which
gotcha.
over here.
And that's coming from these color-coded pipes, right?
Yep. So it'd be the purple PVC pipe coming over.
Yeah.
And that's where it's injected.
What's the orange? Pop quiz? Orange, green, and yellow? So
the orange is actually not used. That is set up to pre-treat chlorine, but we don't do that. We treat it after the filter.
Good.
So, yep. The only thing
green pipe.
The green is a phosphate, and that's a corrosion inhibitor.
Okay.
Again, that's treated post.
You got a dark green with a red band.
That goes to nothing.
That is just a nothing pipe, and then the yellow is.
Then the yellow is chlorine.
Chlorine, excellent. And that's your post-treatment.
That's
unlike the orange, which is designated pre-treatment.
Yep.
Correct? Cool.
Yep.
So we'll go through that a little bit. Let's see, and then the blue pipes we'll come back to later, because that's your what your produced water is. What's that little canister there in the corner? Anything of interest? A planter or something like that? Flowers? All right, so let's follow this green pipe. So the green pipe actually comes into this manifold here that ends up going into their...
It's actually, so 100% of the water is ran through the filters.
Okay.
From that green pipe, it flows into the top of the filter, and of course down through the filter. It's green sand and anthracite is where our filter media is.
And I were talking about on the way in about the different components of a water plant. You know, he's only been with me, well, he's been with me for 3 years as an intern, but he's just come on board. But I said, you know, pumps and valves are water, and especially when we start talking about filters. So I'm sure, Job, you can tell me what all these are. And so what do we got going on here?
What we got going here, so again, it's the raw water coming in through this valve here, this valve here. These filters it's two separate chambers, A and a B, so it's split, so you'll get flow into chamber A and flow into chamber B.
Nice.
And
chamber B is behind chamber A. These are big cylinders, right?
Yep, correct. Just split
cool.
in half, basically.
Split in half.
Yep.
Good.
And it's the shared underdrain. It all comes out through here.
Good pointing. I love it.
And these are all the same kind of filters?
It's all the same filter.
And you got 3 right now, and you're putting in a 4th in your new construction, right?
Yep.
So what else do we got going on? So your water comes through these greens.
Through here. Yep. So this valve's open, that valve's open. These are closed. So it all flows up and into the filters.
And then what happens? Where does it come out?
It comes out here through the underdrain.
Okay. And then it goes into this pipe?
Goes into this pipe here, through this valve. From there.
Now, is this valve your effluent valve?
That would be the effluent valve, yep.
So we got your 2 influent valves.
2 influents.
And then it goes through the filter, green sand.
Yep.
Comes out, effluent valve, and that's what a valve looks like. Mm-hmm. These are butterflies, right?
Yep.
Just a little sandwiched in there. That's the actual valve. These are actually valve actuators. This is stuff that we work with in the controls. That we're actually interfaced with the actuators that actually control the valves. So there you go. And then, so that's the water production. But you got a lot of other valves here too.
Yeah, so these, majority of the time these are closed until we backwash.
Backwash? Talk to us about backwashing.
So backwash, you're forcing finished water back up through the filter.
Okay.
In order to basically rinse it out. All that iron you catch in
I
there.
think I mentioned something about this at Twin Cities. It's if anybody has a pool, it's just like a sand filter on your pool.
Yeah,
You got to
you just
backwash it.
reverse the
You
flow,
change your
basically.
valve. Usually, it's just a pool filter. It's just single valve on top that says backwash. These filters, they can't do it with just a single valve, so they gotta have multiples. And so, yeah, you got your different cells, and you're forcing water, your
Yeah,
clean
so-
water, right?
Yep. So it's filtered water that we backwash with. So basically, you're, like I said, you're forcing it back through. That's when these valves will open up.
And then they go to
And
this
then
brown
they go to
pipe,
the brown line, which is a waste line.
which is a waistline. So all that
Yep.
debris that's built up in them and all that iron and whatnots go through that.
We can follow that.
Yeah. So we're done with a filter, right, Joe?
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Sand and valves. So that brown pipe ends up, and the blue pipe, so all three of these, which is actually 6 cells, right?
Yeah. Yep.
3 filters, 2 cells each, 6 cells. They all end up in the same pipe down here as finished water, and somewhere it's got to go somewhere.
Yeah,
which
we
is that
can-
other side.
So
But
the
the
waste-
wastewater is
the
what we're
waste just
talking about. It
goes-
goes here.
Out this open line and then into a holding tank.
So that's just a big pit down there.
Yep.
All right. Not much you see there, I'm sure, just like a big concrete something or other. All right, cool. So now let's follow the filtered water to where it ends up next, at least, which
So it'd be
is
the white. Yep.
this guy right here. Let me back up a step here. Okay, and it goes there.